Welcome to a gripping tale of love, betrayal, and redemption set in the gritty heart of Detroit. Meet Michael, a 45-year-old mechanic with grease-stained hands and a stubborn heart. For 18 years, he and his wife, Susan, a school administrator, have built a life in a modest bungalow in Motor City. They've weathered storms, layoffs, a miscarriage, car repairs, but their latest venture, a small auto shop, crashed, leaving them drowning in debt. Bills pile up on the kitchen counter, and their evenings, once filled with laughter over pizza and Tigers games, now hum with tension. Michael buries himself in his garage, tinkering with tools to avoid the silence. Susan, always the planner, promises they'll get through it. But lately, she's distant, working late, her phone buzzing with texts she doesn't share. Michael chalks it up to her job at the school district, budget cuts, she says. One chilly November night, he borrows her laptop to check a parts order. A notification pings, a message from Chris, her boss, saying, "Great seeing you tonight. Tomorrow." Michael's gut twists. He scrolls, finding late-night texts, plans for drinks, and a photo of Susan laughing with a sharp-dressed man at a downtown bar. His heart pounds. This isn't overtime. This is betrayal. Susan's new side job, a high-paying consulting gig, has pulled her into Chris's orbit, and she never mentioned it. Michael slams the laptop shut, the garage's fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. He thinks of their wedding at a Detroit courthouse, her smile when he fixed her old Mustang. Was it all a lie? As snow dusts the city, Michael faces a choice: confront Susan or let the hurt fester. Can their love survive this secret? The Detroit winter bites harder as Michael grapples with Susan's secret. The laptop's glow haunts him, texts from Chris, her boss, replay in his mind like a bad song. "Just work," Susan said when she got home, brushing off his questions. But Michael's not buying it. Her late nights, her new designer coat, the way she avoids his eyes, it all points to something deeper. He loves her, but trust is cracking like ice on the Detroit River. At his garage, Michael throws himself into work, fixing engines to quiet his thoughts. His coworker, Tony, notices his mood. "Trouble at home?" he asks. Michael shrugs, not ready to spill. Instead, he starts restoring a 1967 Mustang, a rusted beauty he bought cheap at an auction. The car's a distraction, its curves reminding him of simpler times with Susan. One night, he follows Susan after her meeting. From his truck, he sees her with Chris at a sleek downtown bar, laughing too close. His hands grip the wheel, anger mixing with hurt. Back home, he confronts her. "What's with you and Chris?" he demands. Susan's eyes widen. "It's just business," she insists, explaining her side job consulting for a charter school. "We're behind on bills, Mike. I'm doing this for us." But her voice wavers when he mentions the texts. She admits to drinks with Chris, just networking, but swears it's nothing more. Michael's not convinced. He sleeps in the guest room, the Mustang's keys in his pocket. The next day, he skips work to sand the car's frame, each stroke easing his pain. Detroit's gray skies mirror his mood, but the car's potential sparks something in him. Can he fix what's broken with Susan? Or is the Mustang his new start? Morning in Detroit is cold, the city humming with factory smoke and resolve. Michael hasn't slept well, Susan's half-truths echoing in his head. Her networking excuse feels flimsy, and the image of her with Chris burns. They barely talk, passing like strangers in their bungalow. Michael's refuge is the garage, where the 1967 Mustang is taking shape. Polishing its chrome feels like reclaiming control. Tony, his coworker, pushes him to join a car restoration club. "Get out of your head, man," he says. Michael hesitates but goes, needing a break from the tension. The club meets in a warehouse, filled with gearheads and classic cars. Michael feels at home, swapping tips on carburetors. A member, Lisa, a 50-year-old restorer, shares her story of rebuilding after a divorce. "Fixing cars saved me," she says. Her words hit hard. Back home, Susan's at another meeting. Michael checks her phone, more texts from Chris, too friendly, too late. His anger flares, but so does doubt. Is he pushing her away? He spends the night sanding the Mustang, thinking of their early days, road trips, her cheering at his shop's grand opening. The failure of that business still stings, and now this. He wants to believe Susan, but trust is fraying. The next day, he joins the car club again, bringing the Mustang. Lisa praises his work, suggesting he enter it in a local auto show. The idea lights a spark. His passion for mechanics, buried under debt and doubt, is alive. At home, Susan leaves a note, "We need to talk." Michael's torn. Does he confront her about Chris again, risking a fight, or focus on the car and himself? As Detroit's skyline glitters, he makes a choice. What will it be? Snow blankets Detroit, but Michael's garage is warm with purpose. The Mustang's engine purrs for the first time, a small victory in his storm. Susan's note, "We need to talk," sits unread on the counter. He's avoiding her, scared of what she'll say about Chris. Their bungalow feels like a battleground, their debt a constant weight. At the car club, Michael's progress on the Mustang earns nods from Lisa and the others. They talk shop, but Lisa senses his distraction. Over coffee, she shares how restoring cars helped her heal from betrayal. "You can't fix people, but you can fix yourself," she says. Michael nods, her words sinking in. He signs up for the auto show, a goal to anchor him. Back home, Susan's waiting. "I'm sorry I wasn't honest," she says, admitting the side job was her idea to save their house. "Chris offered it, and I got caught up." She swears it's not an affair, but Michael's hurt runs deep. "Why hide it?" he asks. Her silence speaks volumes. They agree to a break, sleeping apart. Michael throws himself into the Mustang, polishing its red paint until it gleams. The work feels like therapy, each bolt tightening his resolve. At the club, Lisa invites him to a car show prep session. He meets other restorers, their passion infectious. For the first time, he imagines a life beyond the debt, beyond Susan's secrets. But a late-night text from Susan, "I miss us," stirs old feelings. He remembers their first date, her laugh at a dive bar. Can he trust her again? Or is the Mustang his true escape? As Detroit's factories hum, Michael faces a crossroads. Will he fight for their marriage or drive toward a new path? Winter tightens its grip on Detroit, mirroring the chill in Michael and Susan's marriage. The Mustang's progress keeps Michael grounded, its gleaming frame a symbol of what he can control. Susan's text, "I miss us," lingers, but so do her secrets with Chris. They're on a break, sharing the house like roommates, their conversations clipped. Michael's car club becomes his sanctuary. Lisa and the group prep for the auto show, and Michael's Mustang is a standout. He spends nights tweaking the engine, the hum drowning out his doubts. Lisa notices his focus. "You're different when you're with this car," she says. Michael admits Susan's deception, how it's shaken him. "Fix what you can," Lisa advises, pointing to the Mustang. Her words spark an idea. He enrolls in a mechanics course to sharpen his skills, dreaming of a better shop job. At home, Susan tries to bridge the gap, cooking his favorite chili, but Michael's guarded. "I'm done with Chris," she says, showing him her phone, now free of his texts. She explains the side job was for their mortgage, but the late nights with Chris were a mistake. Michael wants to believe her, but trust is a rusty hinge. He spends more time at the club, where Lisa invites him to a car meetup in Ann Arbor. The drive in the Mustang, its engine roaring, feels like freedom. At the meetup, collectors admire his work, offering business cards. Michael feels a spark of purpose, but Susan's chilly nights tug at him. Can he forgive her for their future, or is his passion for cars his new road? As Detroit's lights flicker, Michael makes a choice. The Mustang's rumble fills Michael's nights as Detroit's winter deepens. The auto show is weeks away, and his car is nearly ready, its red paint gleaming under garage lights. Susan's efforts, home-cooked meals, apologies, chip at his walls, but Chris's shadow looms. Michael's mechanics course fuels his confidence, he's acing it, dreaming of a better job. At the car club, Lisa pushes him to network at the show. "Your work's special," she says. Michael feels seen, but guilt nags. Susan's trying, and he's pulling away. One evening, Susan leaves a photo album on the table, filled with memories, their honeymoon in Traverse City, fixing her Mustang together. A note reads, "We're worth saving." Michael's heart aches, but trust is still broken. At the club, he overhears Lisa talking about her ex's betrayal, how she rebuilt alone. "You decide your worth," she says. Inspired, Michael applies for a lead mechanic role at a dealership. The interview goes well, hinting at a fresh start. But a surprise shakes him. Susan shows up at the club, wanting to see the Mustang. It's beautiful, she says, tears in her eyes. She admits she leaned on Chris for validation during their debt crisis, but it's over. I want us back, she says. Michael's torn, her honesty feels real, but so does his pain. They talk late, sharing coffee in the garage, the Mustang between them. He wants to believe her, but needs time. The auto show looms, a chance to showcase his work and maybe himself. As Detroit's skyline glows, Michael wonders if he can rebuild with Susan or if the Mustang's his true north. Will he take her back, or drive toward a new life? Spring whispers in Detroit, but Michael's world is still cold. The Mustang is ready for the auto show, its chrome sparkling like his renewed passion. Susan's honesty in the garage softened him, but trust is a slow rebuild. They're talking more, sharing coffee, but Michael sleeps in the guest room, unsure. The mechanic's course ends with a job offer from the dealership, a lead role, better pay. It's a lifeline amid their debt, but Michael wonders if it's enough to save their marriage. At the car club, Lisa helps him polish the Mustang, her encouragement steady. You're more than your pain, she says, sharing how she found peace after her divorce. Michael admires her strength, seeing parallels to his own fight. The auto show arrives, a buzzing event at Cobo Center. Michael's Mustang draws crowds, and he fields offers from collectors. Susan shows up, surprising him, cheering as his car wins a prize. Her pride feels genuine, stirring old feelings. After, they walk along the Detroit River, the city's lights reflecting on the water. Susan opens up about her fears during their business failure, how Chris's attention filled a void. I was wrong to hide it, she says. Michael shares his hurt, but also his hope. I want to try, he admits, but I need honesty. They agree to couples counseling, a small step. Back home, Michael hangs the auto show ribbon in the garage, a symbol of his grit. The job offer looms, promising stability. But can he and Susan rebuild trust, or is his new path solo? As cherry blossoms bloom, Michael feels a shift. Will it lead to reconciliation or independence? The auto show's success lights a fire in Michael. The Mustang's prize and the dealership job offer feel like a new chapter. Detroit's spring air carries hope, but his marriage with Susan hangs in the balance. They start counseling, a tense hour each week unpacking debt, secrets, and Chris. Susan's open, admitting her need for validation pulled her toward her boss. Michael shares his anger, how her texts cut deep. The counselor pushes them to rebuild trust slowly. Michael takes the dealership job, the pay easing their bills. He moves back to their bedroom, a cautious step. At the car club, Lisa congratulates him, but notices his strain. You're carrying a lot, she says. Michael nods, admitting the counseling's hard but worth it. He invites Susan to the next club meeting, wanting her in his world. She comes, nervous but curious, and the members welcome her. Seeing her admire the Mustang, Michael feels a flicker of their old spark. But a call from Chris disrupts the peace. He's leaving the school district, offering Susan a full-time role. She tells Michael immediately, promising to decline. I choose us, she says. Michael believes her, but doubts linger. He pours his energy into the Mustang, driving it to a car meet in Dearborn. The roar of the engine, the crowd's cheers, it's his therapy. Susan joins him, clapping as he shows off the car. They share a quiet moment, her hand in his. We're not fixed, but we're trying, she says. Michael nods, feeling the weight lighten. As Detroit's factories hum, he wonders if their love can be restored like his car. Can they outrun the past? Summer warms Detroit, and Michael's new job at the dealership steadies their finances. The Mustang, now a local legend, sits proudly in their driveway, a symbol of his resilience. Counseling with Susan is grueling but hopeful. They're talking, really talking, for the first time in years. Susan's rejected Chris's job offer, blocking his number, and Michael feels her commitment. But trust is a slow weld, and he's still wary. At the car club, Lisa announces she's moving to Chicago for a new start. Michael's grateful for her support, realizing she helped him find his passion. He gifts her a small Mustang keychain, a thank you. She urges him to keep fighting for what matters. You've got a fire now, she says. Back home, Susan suggests a weekend getaway to Mackinac Island, like their early years. Michael agrees, hoping to reconnect. The trip is bittersweet, ferry rides, fudge shops, and quiet walks stir memories of their younger selves. Susan admits she lost herself in their debt crisis, seeking escape in Chris's flattery. "I'm here now," she says. Michael shares his fear of losing her again. They hold hands, the island's calm soothing their wounds. Back in Detroit, Michael enters the Mustang in another show, Susan by his side. Her pride in him feels real, but a late-night call from an unknown number, Chris, again, shakes her. She tells Michael immediately, and they face it together, reporting the harassment. As they stand by the Mustang, Michael feels a shift. Their love isn't perfect, but it's theirs. Can they rebuild for good, or will new challenges break them? Detroit's summer hums with life, and Michael's Mustang gleams under the sun, a testament to his grit. He and Susan are rebuilding, their counseling sessions forging honesty. The harassment from Chris fades after a restraining order, and Susan's transparency strengthens Michael's trust. The dealership job is steady, their debts shrinking. They're not the young couple who danced in dive bars, but they're finding a new rhythm. Michael takes the Mustang to a final car show, Susan cheering as it wins another prize. The crowd's applause feels like a nod to his journey, from betrayal to purpose. At home, they host a barbecue, inviting car club friends. Susan laughs, flipping burgers, and Michael sees the woman he fell for. They've paid off a chunk of debt, and he's eyeing a small shop again, a dream reborn. One evening, they drive the Mustang along the Detroit River, the city's lights twinkling. Susan rests her hand on his. "We made it through," she says. Michael nods, knowing it's not perfect, but it's real. He thinks of Lisa's words, "You decide your worth." He's chosen himself, and them. The Mustang's engine roars as they head home, a symbol of what he's fixed, his passion, his heart, their love. Michael knows challenges will come, but they're stronger now. Thank you for joining Michael and Susan's journey through betrayal and redemption. If their story of fighting for love and purpose touched you, share it and subscribe for more tales of resilience and second chances in the heart of America's cities. Let's keep exploring the roads we travel to find ourselves.